Hi everybody. I just wanted to show you all of the things that I brought back from my road trip. And if you're wondering where I've been for the last month, I've been traveling around the Midwest and Texas, and then across Highway 10 in the south, and then back to the beach. So I wanted to show you all the things I gathered along the way for my collages, and also for some type of a travel journal. And if you think it is a lot of stuff, it really is. All of the books that you see, except for the Bridges of Madison County book, I found in thrift stores. I had the Bridges of Madison County book, and I thought I could use that for quotes and things about the town and movie when I actually put my journal together. But all of these Reader's Digest condensed books I got at Texas Thrift for 99 cents each. I couldn't believe it. And they all have these beautiful covers on them. So all I'll have to do is work with the spines and to upcycle the book. Found this Chip and Joanna Gaines book in the thrift store as well, and the water bottle is from Magnolia, their shop at the silos. And I got a little keychain to use on a dangle there. But all of these wonderful, most of these things were free, except for the postcards and some other items. But the maps and the placemats from restaurants, the hang tags from the front of the RV when we stayed in different campgrounds. All of these things were free. There are lots and lots of catalogs and guidebooks and things that I just could not leave behind. And what I did is I brought a gathering bag and just stuffed things inside the gathering bag. I did get these rubber stamps at a thrift shop, and some flashcards, and some index cards, and some eyelet lace, and I can't forget my hat. There it is. Isn't that pretty? I love it. So this is just an idea of what I'm going to be working with over the next couple weeks. I will show you some of the things that I'm going to be doing in my journal. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to put it together yet. See all these little mice? I fussy cut those out of books while I was on the road. And I think we were in Oklahoma, and I saw this little mouse run across the road, and I thought that might be a way I can tie all of the pages and places that we went in the journal. This is the only collage that I did on the entire trip. We were so busy that I didn't have a chance to actually pull out my art supplies until I reached San Antonio, and I spent an afternoon with one of my very best friends making a paper doll. And my intention is to fill this little, what was a, or advertised as a small travel journal with paper dolls that then I can use in my collages. So that's the only one I did while I was traveling. So this is basically how I collect things for a journal. You can see there's lots of postcards that I can use. I also took over 600 photos and videos while I was on the road, and I'll be incorporating some of those in my videos on YouTube. Here's an oyster shell from a restaurant in San Antonio. And my husband likes raw oysters. This is the lapel pin that we got at Field of Dreams that I believe I'm going to turn into a magnet. But there's just so much yummy stuff here. Lots of numbers, lots of pictures, just wonderful things. And I was so thrilled with these books that I found in the thrift store. One National Gallery of Art, the DK books that I love to fussy cut images from, a book about wild animals, a book about Victorian accessories, balloons, the desert. Let's see. On second glance is about landscapes in the Midwest. And Planet Earth has a lot of space pictures in it. So this is what I'm going to be working with. Hi everybody. It's great to be back. You know, when you go on a trip, especially a long trip, it's wonderful and you make new memories and have a lot of fun and see friends and see new things. But it sure feels great to be back home and in my studio. And it's good to see all of you again. What we're talking about this week, aside from my trip, which lasted almost a month, is making memories and keeping those memories, gathering those memories together and storing them in a journal form so that you can revisit them. And I've made a number of travel journals, all different sizes, and I want to share two of them with you. And then we'll talk about the new journal that I'm not really sure how it's going to evolve, but I have some ideas and it's going to take some experimentation. And I'll actually be working on this over the next couple weeks. And I will let you in for little parts of it. I'm not going to do the whole thing online, but I will let you see some behind the scenes images and then how I put together this particular travel journal. So I'm going to switch the camera and show you two of my past travel journals, and then we'll talk a little bit more about what I'm planning for the upcoming journal. So hold on just a sec. Okay, this first journal I did back in 2014 after my husband and I went on our honeymoon to Rome and Florence. And I was doing a lot of scrapbooking back then. Our grandchildren were younger and I was making scrapbooks for them and albums for them. And I put together this kind of combination junk journal, regular journal, and I was really happy with the way it turned out. I still have not finished the cover, and I don't know that I ever will, but I have a map of Italy here on the front. So I'm going to quickly go through this, and I have tickets, the Roma Pass, which allowed us to get into a lot of different venues for one price and not have to stand in line. And I took a lot of photos on this trip. And here's the Roma Pass that is in this pocket right here. And I have a lot of things that I collected and saved, including, what is this? This is from the Hotel Artemis. And I'm not sure what was in here, but it's from the hotel where we stayed. And I did write some notes inside here. And that was on a napkin. Maps. So I kept almost all the paper that I could possibly find and come in contact with for this particular journal. I have so many pictures. I mounted pictures on cards. Some are in here loosely. And I remember having a great time reliving the memories that we made by putting this together. I put it together when I returned home. And these was tickets when we went to the National Museum of Rome. And the binding on here is really kind of different. What I did, let's see, I'm trying to remember the name of the book artist that I followed at that time to do this. And I'm not being very successful, but anyway, it's, you make these little channels and you glue your pages over the channels. And I have a lot of flips. I have a lot of pockets. And I still have places to write that I neglected to go in and write anything. And we went to the zoo, and here are tickets from the zoo and more pictures. And basically I just put my saved brochures and pictures on. You can tell how long ago this is. Here I am soaking my feet in the bidet. This was 2014. So it's 9 years ago. And oh, my feet hurt so badly. Walking. And we went to the Vatican Museum, and I have all of the paperwork and receipts for our tickets in here. The self-guide that we did. And this is another flip out this direction. And we went to, let's see, Saint Maria of the Angels. And again, more, this is actually a coaster from the Flan O'Brien pub, which was right next to our hotel. And there's my husband toasting with a Guinness. So basically, this is how I put this particular travel journal together. And this is when we went to the Vatican. We actually went there twice. The first day we couldn't get in, and the second day we were able to go on a tour and actually get into the Vatican for the tour there. This is my first Negroni. And here we are in Florence, enjoying ourselves. But you get the idea of how I approach this particular journal. And I haven't looked through it in a long time, but it's very organized. When I always got lost in Florence, and I always ended up at Santa Croce, so I always knew where I was. And this is the end of the journal. So that is from 9 years ago, and I have to say my style has changed, and I have grown as a collage artist and as a journaler, although I've journaled my entire life. Make sure that this fits here in the yeah, I think we're good. Okay, this was from a year later, and I decided to make this journal in the same journal that I do my art journaling in. And my husband and I went cross country in our van and stayed in hotels along the way. And this particular journal I did work on as we were traveling and finished it when we came back. And it was a trip from Myrtle Beach all the way to Los Angeles, and then up through California, and then back again. And in this journal, I did more of a collage style and combined pictures that I took with brochures, with a digital kit that I downloaded. And I did a lot of writing in this particular journal. So this was a stop in Georgia to see a friend that I had not seen in a long time. And then we went to New Orleans and spent a couple days there. I really like the way that I used my date stamp in this journal so I can identify the days and what we were doing on particular days. And here we are arriving in Texas. And you can see I'm starting to use more of the totems here in my work. This is a tree of life. We made a stop in Tombstone at the OK Corral. And again, you can see the tombstones coming up. A lot of collage in here, I put the different heads onto different bodies, and I made Wyatt Earp this really fancy headdress, which was a lot of fun. And I'm starting to use more and more of the collage techniques that I love so much. The big eyes, the borders, and I included maps and photographs. And this is another collage page. These were postcards and photographs that I combined on this page. Here is another totem. And I did leave room to write. And obviously I have not gone back in to do that. And we made it out to Death Valley. And Las Vegas, another totem. And we went to Hoover Dam. And the Grand Canyon. I love this collage right here. I used the brochure on the back and made one of my flying divas with the crow. And this was part of a postcard. And on my birthday, we went to the meteor crater. And again, photographs and a postcard. This was a drawing. I combined drawing with a photograph, images from a brochure, and here's my crow. And here we are in Santa Fe, and I did a little shrine. And here's more collage work about Santa Fe and Georgia O'Keeffe. Here's a warning ticket that my husband got on the way home. And this is actually the end of the journaling part of this book. And then I went through and added my photographs. And I did these chronologically. And I included tickets and key cards, receipts, business cards, famous beignets. I took pictures of some art that I really loved. Here's our tour guide through New Orleans and the cemeteries. We were there, I think it was almost Halloween when we were in New Orleans. So this was our first time to Buc-ee's, and they've now spread all through the South. And it's a lot of fun to go there. And here we are in San Antonio. Here's my friend Sue, who I did the paper doll with this trip. And this is the Manger Hotel, which we went back to this trip. I promoted my husband to sheriff. Here we are having lunch at Boudreaux's, and this was an evening river barge ride that we took. So I pretty much try to save all of the paper that I can. Napkins, tablecloths, anything that I think I can use in my collages. There's a brochure for the grist mill. Green Hall. Here we are. We were having coffee on the back porch and dinner. And this is the Gunther house where we had brunch. And this was the menu specials. Here's the Riverwalk, extended Riverwalk. These are all postcards. So this is very different from the first travel journal that I showed you. Very, very different. But I'm still using a lot of, the same elements. I'm still using maps and business cards and receipts and things that I collect along the way, and these things are all free. You don't have to, pay for any of this stuff. It's given away free, and you have a really good memory. And I always take a lot of pictures with my phone, and they're really wonderful memories that I'm able to look through and remember how it was feeling, how hot it was when we went down into the valley, how special it was to go to the Odyssey restaurant where we had both been in the past, but at different times, different decades, and we finally went together. This is my friend Susan. We went to visit them when we were staying in San Luis Obispo. And here we are going up the coast in Big Sur. Stopped in Nepenthe. And here are friends from Monterey. Catherine and Greg, whom I haven't seen or spoken to in quite a while. I need to correct that. And going out to the valley to the Red Rocks and out to Death Valley. We stayed in this little cabin out in Furnace Creek. And here we are in Las Vegas. We went to the ice cream parlor, Serendipity. It's not there anymore. And here we are at the Grand Canyon. And on my birthday at the meteor crater, where I walked all the way around the meteor crater. And Petrified Forest, and finally Santa Fe. And I still have a few pages left. So that gives you an idea of what I have done in the past as far as a travel journal. And over the next couple of weeks, I'll be working on a new travel journal. I hope you'll join me. I'm going to be doing other things. I'm going to be doing more paper doll collages, some new notes from self based on dreams that I've been having. But this is something that's kind of close to my heart, is to document our first really long, month-long road trip in our RV. So I hope you enjoyed this little intro, and it's good to be back. If you are new to my channel, I hope that you'll give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button to see further videos. And I'm going to say good night for now because it is evening here. And I hope to see you again really soon. Many blessings, everybody. Bye for now.